Makeup by Mario probably has the most amazing eyeshadow formulas out there. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Nature Palette. Already swatched out all the eyeshadows, and I have done one makeup look already with this palette, and I absolutely love this palette. This palette is so amazing, and later in the video, I am also going to be comparing it to the other Ethereal Eyes palette that I have, the Moonlight palette. I do not have the original Ethereal Eyes palette, which I'm so sad about. I really wish I did, but we'll just have to do with these two eyeshadow palettes. So let's actually open the eyeshadow palette. I just love all of these colors. I definitely would use pretty much all of these colors. So I do want to do a look with the green and with this shade here as well. So let's first go through all of the eyeshadows. So I am going to have swatches throughout this entire video of these eyeshadows. I'm going to be having them individually swatched and the rows swatched as well next to each other. So this first one, shade 1, it's a soft kind of beige, light beige color with a hint of shimmer in it. I love that it has just a slight shimmer in it. I do kind of like to apply it to the brow bone, and I think that is so pretty on the brow bone. And then we have this really pretty, like, light champagne color. I really do love that. This eyeshadow, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. I think it is so nice. And then I absolutely love this shade. It has a hint of green in it and a little bit of taupe, I think. And then this beige color is one of my favorites. I love to use this shade for the crease, and it's amazing. And this one as well. And this one. This one, I love this, like, rosy mauve type of shade here. And then this copper shade is amazing. I love the shade on the lid. It is so pretty. I haven't actually used the green eyeshadow yet on my eyes. I'm going to do that in this video. And then we have a little bit of a darker beige, and then a deeper beige, and then a really nice gold copper shade. This deep plum, I just can't get enough of. I mean, I just absolutely love this shade. Perfect for fall. And then this matte brown shade is perfect for, I like to pair this brown shade with the Perfect Brown eyeliner. It goes so well together. So that was all of the eyeshadows. Now let's actually get into, I'm going to do 2 eye looks. So for this video and then probably the next video, I'm going to do 3 eye looks throughout the next 2 videos, or this video and then in the next one. So I'm going to quickly off camera prep the eyes. I already have a little bit of concealer underneath the brows. I'm just going to prep the eyes a little bit. So I guess I can do this on camera. No, I'm going to save it for the other video. Okay, so I'm going to quickly prep the eyes, and I'll come back and we can start the eyeshadow looks. Okay, so after prepping my eyes, I will show how I like to prep my eyes for any type of eyeshadow makeup look in my next video. But now that my eyes are ready for eyeshadow, I'm going to take the BK Beauty and Mickey LaRose brush, the N20S brush, and we are first going to use this shade. I'm going to use this shade, which is MN8. I'm going to tap off the excess. I'm just going to place this right in the crease. As my transition, this is how we are going to be starting every eye look, with this shade, especially for my skin tone. It is slightly darker than my skin tone. Or it is a few shades darker than my skin tone, I should say. And I like to kind of bring it, oh, I'm going to zoom you guys in. I forgot to do that earlier. So I'm going to bring the eyeshadow in a little bit closer to the inner corner. Okay, that's nice and blended. And I'm also going to bring it out. I'm going to bring it out towards the temple. Then I'm going to take the Nikki LaRose and BK Beauty N13 brush. We are going to use the deeper shade, which is this one, which is EEN. And we are going to place this on the outer part of the eye and then kind of blending it in the crease as well. For these looks, I really wanted to focus on the eyeshadow, so I'm not going to add any eyeliner. But for these looks, I would add some sort of eyeliner. Next, I'm going to take this shade, which is shade number 6. To apply it, I'm going to use the BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose, the N24 brush. I sometimes like to use, with this brush with the shimmer shade, I sometimes like to use a setting spray with it, but typically I just apply these shimmer shades dry. Okay, so I want to add a little bit more brightness to the eye, so I'm going to take shade number 2 in the palette. I'm going to take this shade with the BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose, the N23. I'm going to place this right in the inner corner, just to brighten up the eye, the inner corner of the eye a little bit. Then I am also going to take the same brush with the first shade in the palette and use that as my brow bone highlight. Okay, that is looking so good. I love the way that it's looking. So I am actually going to be doing a short right now of how my new favorite mascara technique, so I will be right back once I'm done with that short. Now I'm ready to do the other eye. So I wanted to use some of the more deeper shades in the palette, but the base of the eyeshadows are going to be pretty much the same. So I'm going to take shade number 4 again with the BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose N20S. I'm going to place this in the crease. Next, I'm going to dip into, let's see, this shade first. This shade first, which is shade number 9, with the Nikki LaRose and BK Beauty N13 brush. I'm going to place this on the outer third of the eye. basically the same way that we started the other look with. But I'm going to add the deeper shades. Next, I'm going to take this shade, which is shade number 12. Same brush, tap off the excess. I'm going to place this on the outer part of the eye, but I'm not going to go into, I'm just going to place this right on the outer third. Next, I'm going to take shade number 11 and place this kind of like right in the center of the eye, but more towards the darker brown on the outer part of the eye. I wasn't going to use the green in this look, but I actually really want to use this green. So I'm going to take this shade, which is shade number 7, and we are going to place this kind of super close to the shade that we just placed. Kind of blending it into that shade. And I can go over it again with, if I kind of lost it. Then I'm going to take the third shade in the palette and apply that to the inner corner. Okay, since I did this mascara off camera, I'm going to do these lashes on camera. So first, I'm going to start with the Dior Maximizer Lash Primer. Then I'm going to go in with the YSL Lash Clash mascara in black. I'm going to wait for, I forgot, I'm going to wait for it to just dry down a little bit before I go in with this mascara. Okay. Now we can go, I'm going to go back to the first eye look and create, I'm going to apply some eyeshadow directly, or on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take the first eyeshadow, no, I'm actually going to use, let's see, what did we use? I'm going to take this shade again, which was shade number 9. I'm going to use the BK Beauty and Nuclear Rose N22 brush along the entire lash line. Then I'm going to take MN4 in the palette, which is this one. I'm going to go slightly beneath the first shade that we applied to blend it. And then apply that same mascara to the bottom lashes. For this side, it's going to be a little bit more, I'm going to add a little bit more eyeshadow. So I'm first going to go in with, let's see, I'm going to take this shade number 9 again. I'm going to place this on the entire lash line. Then I'm going to deepen the outer third of the lower lash line with the shade number 12. And I'm only going to apply this to the outer third. Then I'm going to take the shade 4 again to blend the shadow underneath the lower lash line. And then apply the mascara. Now we can compare both eyeshadow palettes. They're definitely two different color stories. I absolutely love both of them, so I'm actually going to do a top-down view, so give me a second. Okay, I've never done something like this before, so I hope you guys can see the top-down thing. So these are the two palettes next to each other. So I want to first start with the browns, I guess. So I'm going to compare this one and this one. So let's see. This is from the Nature palette. This is from the Moonlight. The Nature palette shade is definitely darker than the Moonlight one. I really do love the Nature palette of the brown shade of shade number 12 a little bit more. That shade was shade number 9, by the way. Now I want to compare the two satin ones, so they're both shade number 1 in the palettes. So here's, you probably can't really tell this, but here is shade number 1 in the Nature palette. Here is shade number 1 in the Moonlight palette. This is definitely less shimmer in this one, but this one has more. The Nature palette for shade number 1 has a little bit more glitter in it. This one is more like satin type of a shade. Now I want to compare shade number 10 to shade number 6. So this is shade number 10 in the Nature palette. This is my type of eyeshadow shade. I love this one. This is Eyeshadow. This is number 6 in the Moonlight palette. Shade number 10 in the Nature palette is more bronzy. The Moonlight palette for shade number 6 is more taupey, kind of like a topper shade. Now I want to compare this kind of burgundy shade to the gunmetal shade in the Moonlight palette. So this was shade number 11 and shade number 4. Love that shade, it's so pretty. They're the same formula, I think. They look so good. I love that. It's definitely that same formula. This one's more red. This one's more like gunmetal gray blue kind of. I love it. Now I want to compare the two kind of taupey shades. So it's this one. So this is shade number 8 and shade number 5. That's right. Shade number 8 in the Nature palette is much more warm than shade number 5 in the Moonlight palette. I do really like both of these shades, but I think I would prefer to wear the shade number 8 from the Nature palette rather than the shade number 5 from the Moonlight palette. I really wish I can compare the first Ethereal Eyes, but again, I don't have that, so that's a little bit disappointing. The last two eyeshadows I want to compare are shade number 2 in the shades number 2 in both of the palettes. So let's first, this time, actually start with the Nature palette. I mean, the Moonlight palette. So this is the Moonlight palette in shade number 2. I love this one. You can see a little bit more of like a blue reflect in this one, or kind of almost like that watery look. And then shade number 2 in the Nature palette is more of that like golden shade that totally reminds me of Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. Comment down below if you would, which eyeshadow palette would you choose if you could only buy one of these? Which one would you choose? I would probably, if I had to choose, I would probably choose the Nature palette. I feel like I would get more use out of this one rather than the Moonlight, but I still love the Moonlight as well. I just would prefer the Nature palette. So I do have a video of me reviewing the Moonlight palette. You can go check that out here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!